SIMS Jr. and Oscar Duarte. Oscar Duarte, 29 wins, 2 losses, 1 draw, 23 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Mexican, is born and raised in Chihuahua, Mexico. He now resides under Robert Garcia and trains out of California. Is Robert Garcia in California or is he in Texas? Regardless, someone's going to comment and let me know. Regardless, Robert Garcia, hell of a trainer. Kenneth SIMS Jr., fighting out of Chicago, 31 years old, 22 wins, 8 of those by knockouts, 2 losses, none of those by knockouts, and 1 draw on his record. He's a listed orthodox fighter, quote unquote, but he switches stances completely fluidly. And quite frankly, I don't really think he has a true stance. He's a switch stance fighter. As compared to Oscar Duarte, straight up orthodox fighter, always on that front foot when it comes to his orthodox stance. So with that being said, let's talk about the fights that I broke down for each of these fighters. Let's go through my notes. As always, y'all, I'm excited about this fight here. For Kenneth SIMS Jr., I watched his Momo Romero fight, which he had no business being in there with Kenneth SIMS Jr., the Keon Castaneda's fight, and then also the Akhmedov fight too as well, which is interesting because both of these fights have fought Birtamab Akhmedov in their last 3 fights. So I've gotten to tape both of those fights too. With Romero here with Kenneth SIMS Jr., good body puncher, switches stances. He's definitely better offensively from the orthodox stance. From the orthodox stance, he throws a lot of straight punches as compared to his southpaw stance. He throws a lot of more looping hook, wide winging side kind of punches, even though none of his punches are necessarily winging. I should say they're more just the hook circular motions as compared to the punches that come straight. He has a cheeky and a sneaky left hook. He really just broke down Romero in this fight from pillar to post and finished him in the 5th. And I don't even know if it should have even gotten that far. Romero did say to his corner, though, that this guy has no punching power, and I do find that a little bit interesting as a Romero that was getting his ass whooped and his body failed on him for him to say to his corner. Castaneda fight. He ripped the body early and often, which we come to find with Kenneth SIMS Jr. is he works the body all the way through the fight from the first bell all the way to the final bell, and I love that about him. He does shell up, and his shell isn't the strongest shell. It was getting punched through by Castaneda, and then we're going to see a lot of that happen against Akhmedov. Educated jab when he's on the front foot. Great reaction time. He showed all the good reaction timing that I appreciate in a fighter. He's defensively educated too as well. He keeps his guard hand up when he's throwing hooks, which I love. He has a good pairing backhand, so he has an underrated parry on his backhand too. He admires his work at time, which I will say he gets caught while admiring his work and moments where he doesn't throw enough volume out there. It seems like he has lapses and gaps where he has 15 to 30 seconds where he really won't do anything and he'll just stare at him. He really just stare down his opponent and kind of see what's going on. He squares up his time against the ropes, and Castaneda, again, did break the shell against him, which I do find a little bit interesting against someone like Oscar Duarte. Akhmedov had a great jab against Akhmedov. Really, he fought super well at the long and the mid-range against Akhmedov, but he fought well on the inside versus Castaneda and fought decently well against Akhmedov on the inside. Great counter punching. He does have a breakable shell. He really, again, was getting into firefight with Akhmedov when he didn't have to. He could have worked the ring, worked his movement far more, and instead of eyeing his work and admiring it and getting into this stand and scrap kind of mode with him, he ended up firefighting with him. And in the moment, it made one of the fights of the year for us, and we're all proud of it, or happy for it, I should say, instead of proud of it. But the Akhmedov fight could have been 1,000 times easier for him than he made it. And he chose not to by standing there and showing a firefight. Has incredible cardio and heart. This was his first 12-round fight, and you wouldn't even know it. That was his first 12-round fight because I had him winning rounds both 11 and 12. So overall here, offensively, I think he's the complete package, man. Almost the complete package. But for the most part, I think he's the complete package. Boxes well on all levels, inside, mid-range, on the outside. Great body puncher. Has a good chin, great heart, and really good cardio. Check and counter hooks, and a super underrated uppercut series, including a shovel hook that I think is impressive. Good rear uppercut and a great body uppercut too. His cons, he has a really weak shell, so his shell can get punched through by even not really big punchers. He gets caught in firefights when, quite frankly, he shouldn't. Admires his work a little bit too much. He takes proverbial pictures, as we could say, and he definitely has lapses of volume and laziness. Let's talk about Oscar Duarte. He's big, he's physical, he's heavy-handed, he thumps. And I'm talking about the Miguel Medrano fight specifically for the first one here. He has great killer instinct. Dude never heard of a jab in the Miguel Medrano fight, clearly. Miguel Medrano for the first 3 rounds, well, first 2.5 rounds where he got caught in the third was really outboxing Oscar Duarte. And Medrano was slow, plodding, and doesn't have the greatest offensive arsenal. Really just a corkscrew over right hand and a chopping left hook to the body. Oscar Duarte was very hittable in this fight, but one thing is he never broke. He continued to walk Medrano down, mentally pressuring him and mentally breaking. And holy hell was he ripping the body with hellacious body shots. He thuds and thumps when he does land him. You can hear him, and watching the fight, you can damn near feel him. He is defensively unbalanced, which I found very interesting. He sways off balance, especially leans way too far off the back foot when he's defensively retreating, which I find interesting because not only can that lead to a knockdown without you being actually hurt, but it doesn't look great in the judge's eyes. Went back and looked at the Ryan Garcia fight. Wasn't much to say here. He was really just chasing Ryan Garcia down the whole fight. Didn't really have success. I didn't feel like really anywhere in that fight. He never landed anything of succession, and he got caught really bad with a check left hook, and then got finished off with the right hook, as we know, in, I believe it was the 8th round. I should have noted the actual round, but I didn't, so I apologize for that. For the Akhmedov fight, he was breaking the shit out of Akhmedov's guard. He didn't flare his elbows, which I love. The whole fight kept his elbows in nice and tight, which kept him protected to the body, which Akhmedov likes to rip up. And even though Akhmedov was ripping up his body, he didn't really seem to slow down and was overly affected by them. He definitely took advantage of Akhmedov's willingness to firefight. And I did notice against Akhmedov, he did not look comfortable while fighting backwards. So overall, when it comes to, I'm just going to kind of break down Oscar Duarte again. Size and strength, great killer instinct. His activity grows as the fight goes along. An hellacious body puncher, absolutely hellacious body puncher. Heavy hands. He fights his fight, which I love. He knows what works for him, which is walking forward, punching you in the body, breaking you down. Good hook series. He can throw hooks from both hands. Doesn't have a huge offensive arsenal, which is a big weakness to him, but let me get to the weakness now of him. Oh, on the front foot, he's great, and he has a good punch selection on the front foot too as well. His weaknesses, bad feet, bad balance defensively. Again, not a great arsenal. Doesn't have a lot of tools in the belt. He has one gear and one gear only, and that's really, I'm going to walk you down, throw these body punches, and when he goes backwards, he doesn't have a gear to switch out of it. So, and he also can't fight at levels too as well. He can fight on the inside like a motherfucker, decent mid-range fighter, but at the long range, he has nothing for anyone. He doesn't even have a jab, sort of, so to speak. So my final prediction here. So the line, and this isn't always gamble responsibly, y'all, and this is never financial advice. Sorry about all the stuttering as always, just the way I am. You guys know by now I'm a hyped up amp motherfucker. The line is about a -150 for Oscar Duarte and a +130 for Kenneth SIMS. And I think that should be flipped. I think Kenneth SIMS should be the favorite here. Maybe not a huge favorite because, again, his weaknesses definitely match up with some of Oscar Duarte's strengths. A weak shell, Oscar Duarte can break through your shell. He does have moments where he's susceptible to the body. Oscar Duarte rips up the body. But the thing is Kenneth SIMS has shown incredible cardio, incredible heart, incredible chin. He has all the offensive tools that we love for the most part. He has gears to his fight, and he can fight at all ranges. I think Kenneth SIMS should be the favorite here, and quite frankly, I'm going to put a decent amount of money on him. So give me Kenneth SIMS Jr. by decision. Give me Kenneth SIMS Jr. money line to it, underdog money as well. I feel pretty good about that. Remember, this is not an echo chamber, y'all. Let me know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I want to know all of your guys' thoughts. I want to know who you guys think is going to win. But me personally, I like Kenneth SIMS Jr. to get it done. Another caveat to think about in this fight too as well. It's a Golden Boy promotion, so they most likely want Oscar Duarte to win. But it is in Chicago, where the hometown crowd is going to be going for the hometown boy. And Kenneth SIMS Jr. himself said he had 3 goals, and that was to make money to be financially secure, beat the best people that he could beat himself, and to fight at home. And he's fighting at home for the first time since he was 16 years old. He said that Oscar Duarte likes to break people. His quote, "I'm unbreakable." Give me Kenneth SIMS Jr., baby. Much love, y'all.